it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I've got an exploding box card for you. Now normally when I make exploding box cards, I make them so that what's exploding out will stay within the parameters of the card and you can put it in an envelope. But this one, because of how I wanted it to look and because I'm giving this personally to someone, I just went a little bit overboard because it's an 80th birthday, and if you can't go overboard when somebody's 80, then when can you? Okay, so it's my aunt's birthday. I'm flying to Ireland tomorrow to spend 4 days over there. My siblings and I, we're all staying together in Airbnb. That's gonna be fun. And then we've got a big party on Saturday night. So, yeah, it's an exploding box, and it opens up and we've got a nice big basket of flowers. So that's why I've used the basket weave to make a nice sort of basket of flowers there with Happy 80th. Contraband, sorry. Well, it's not. It is Stampin' Up. It's just it's retired. But I'm sure if you've got those number dies, you've still got them. So, yeah, quite a labour of love. Took quite a long time to make all these flowers. But if you stay tuned, I will show you how I did it. So we're going to start with a standard sheet of cardstock, and it doesn't matter if it's A4 or 8.5 by 11. It will work either way. So I'm going to use my trimmer as my scoreboard because I know some people don't have a scoreboard and they like to see that you can make things with the trimmer. So we're going to open up the extension arm because we're going to go wide. So we want to score at 2.5 along the long side. So we go to 2.5 inches there, and then we score. Then we want to score at 5, so we take it up to the 5-inch mark, and we score. Then we want to go to 7.5 inches, so I'm going up here to 7.5 inches. Obviously you can see the centimetres there as well. And then 10 inches. And then we're going to turn it round to the short edge, and we're going to score at 4 inches. And then we're going to trim at 7. So you're going to have a bigger bottom and a smaller top. And we're going to keep this because we're going to use that in a sec. And then we're just going to trim this edge down here to 10.5 inches. So it didn't matter if that was 11.5 or whatever, you just have less that you're taking off. Okay, so that's our basic box there done. And for this is 1.25 inches wide, so we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to cut it to 3/4 of an inch, and these are going to form the supports that we're going to stick our flowers onto. Oh, I didn't do that very well, did I? It doesn't actually matter, but I should have held that down a little bit better because that is rubbish, but it doesn't matter. And these are going to be our little supports. So I'm just gonna lob that in half there. So we've got like a 2.5 inch space between all these score lines. So I'm just going to cut it in half-ish, and we'll trim the end of that off sort of at the halfway as well. I did it to about 1/4 of an inch. Half an inch even. So we've got these little bits. Here. So I had a text then. I sort of stopped and kind of read it. How rude of me. So I'm putting that score line at the 1/2 inch and cutting. So those are the bits that we're going to glue to the box. So take that off there at 1/2, that off there at 1/2. You're not going to see these, so it doesn't matter that it's a bit crooked. I would just be a little bit careful next time. There we are, so we've got our 4 little bits, and that is all we need this for, apart from when we're going to do our mats. So I'll move this out the way, and we will fold and burnish. I just realised that my fold folder is still in my pencil case from being at non-stage at the weekend. So whilst everybody else was over in Germany, those of us that didn't go to Germany were, oh, don't want to fold them all. Right, so I'll burnish the long ones, but I'm not going to burnish the other folds because I want the back one to stay in place. So this is going to be the bottom and this is going to be the top. So we want to get rid of that section there. I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to nip in there. And cut down there. Didn't cut that bit very well. There we go. And we will slice up all of these lines. Because these are what's going to flap down. So the box is going to go around like that. So that back one, that's going to be our back. We want to keep that straight, and these ones will flap down. But we'll keep that one straight. And when you fold it over like that, what you're going to end up with is 7 by 5. So it's a bigger card than C6, but I think this card needs to be a bit bigger. Sort of making a statement with this. So it won't fit our standard envelopes, but you can get 7 by 5 envelopes, or you can make them. So we need mats for these. So what I've decided to do, you can use a contrasting piece of cardstock if you want, but I want this to look like a basket. So I've cut them out of crumb cake, and all of these panels will be embossed in this basket weave. So I'm going to emboss sort of 2 at a time. They should go in there 2 at a time. I'll get them embossed and then they'll fall on there. And then the 3 flaps that are going to flap down, I've used some, these measure 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and then I've done 3 rectangles in the lovely Poppy Parade gingham, and these are 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. You can do the underside if you want, but it's really not going to be seen. I think when I've done it before I have, but they're really not going to be seen. So these are going to go on there, and to make it look like, I think gingham tablecloths, sort of. That's what you have in a basket when you go on a picnic. So this basket of flowers. So that's what we're going to do for that. And then for the back panel, we have got a piece of cardstock here that is 6 3/4 by 2 1/4, and that's going to be on the back to write on. And then on the inside, because I accidentally folded that, didn't need to, so I've cut the same size in the crumb cake, so that when those two are stuck on, that will kind of give it some rigidity. And then I've cut a piece of the gingham to go on the back, and that is 2 1/4 across, and it was just what was left because I only had one piece. So it's 3 3/4 going down, so that should be enough when the box is folded over, that it will work out nicely. So I'm going to get these embossed, and then we'll come back and stick them all on. Okay, so there they are, all embossed. Just take them out of there, and then it's kind of a decision as to whether or not I want to sponge over it to give it a bit of a shadows to make it look more baskety, or leave it as it is. And I'm probably going to leave it as it is, to be fair. Or shall I sponge? I can't decide. See, this is when I like it when I do me lives, because I go, what do you reckon? And then people go, yes or no. I do want to stick them on that side though. I might sponge one. Let's see what it looks like. Sponged one, and then I can always do another if I don't like it. So I've been doing all my sponges into colour family boxes so that they're easy to get, and that was very much easier to just pick up there. Now I did do some sponging on my last live, so I've got got a sheet here already with ink on the back. So I'm going to go around the edge, might go around the whole edge if I like this. And then I might, so just lightly sponge over the top of that, gives it a little bit more. Just picking up those raised edges to give it a bit of a basket feel about it. Yeah, I like that. We'll carry on, and I might even then sort of sponge the edges as well. As I go round. So I think I'll do this. Yeah, that does look good. That edge needs sponging as well, doesn't it? Yeah, looks a little bit like a rickety old basket. So I'm going to carry on like that, but I think I'll do it sort of speeded up for you. There we are, all sponged. And I don't know if you've spotted the deliberate mistake, but I actually don't need one of these because it's going to be the back section that's going to have the white cardstock on it I'm going to write on. So I actually only needed 3 of these panels. Durr that I am. Okay, so I'm going to get those stuck down. Almost out of my Tombow, so I'm going to use my next favourite glue, wet glue. Like a bit of wet glue. Like this one, gives it a little bit of extra stiffness, which I actually think this card will benefit from. Get that all the way to the edges. So stick that down on there, and then I can write a nice message to me Auntie Sally on her 80th. There we go, and then I'll stick these down. This is also a good sort of card to do if somebody's in hospital, because health and safety, you can't take real flowers in now to hospital, so this would be quite nice if somebody was in. Cheer them up. Instead of dried flowers, some nice paper flowers. This glue doesn't stick as quickly as Tombow. There we go, and then these ones need these sticking on. Might turn it round actually. I will of course be decorating these sides as well, but I'm not sure what I want to do just yet. So sticking them on. I'm going to be doing happy birthday. Probably have an 80 on one of them. Probably have another flower on another. There we go, and then so that's going around like that. Those sticking out, so yeah, I was just double checking. I'm going to stick that down there, so I'll stick that to that one first. I might put a message on this back panel as well. It does depend how the flowers fall. So this is the same width as this panel. And then that back section's got lots of stability then, so that it won't bow, even though I have folded it like a wally. So now that will stand up quite nicely now. I might just trim it down there a little bit. I don't like that. I can still see the school lines. So. You can of course trim these up on your trimmer. There, it's better. That'll do. So then we just need a bit of glue down there. that over. Get my bone folder. Give it a good, oh, it moved. I'll leave it a second. So is Tombow, it's like almost an instant. Grab. There. And then we just need to put these across. So I'm going to burnish those creases, and of course these are the exact width because we cut it off the excess. Oh. So I'm just burnishing those creases. And I might trim that a little bit because I did cut it not quite straight. That's a bit better. So I'm gonna use my fast fuse because I don't want it to slip. So I'm going to put, you do want this to be quite strong because this is what you're going to attach your flowers to. So what I do is I put one on that edge so it's butted up against the front, and one on that edge. Like so, and then we do the same at the back. So put that at the back edge. So the little, got a 1/2 inch gap there. Like so, and then we should be able to we only need 3. 3's fine. If you'd cut them a little bit smaller you could get all 4 in. I probably should have thought about that, but I think 3's enough anyway. So I'll put this in the centre there. And that is those on there, and that will, they will fold with the card when it folds flat, and that flaps open. So now we just need to get the flowers on and get these edges decorated, but that is the basis of how we make the stand-up card. So I've been busy making flowers for my basket, and so I've been using the Colour Family DSP packs. So I've got all of them, and I've just been sort of mixing matching different colours together. You can of course use whatever you want, but I decided to go with these, and I thought they looked quite pretty. I'd done it before on a card and liked the look, but when I did it before I just used one of the large daisies and one of the medium daisies, and I've done it with 2 from each. So I'm just going to show you how I made all these flowers, or daisies really. So move them out the way and bring in ones I've made earlier. So I'm going to cut the leaves out of that, but here's the flowers. So this is Purple Posy and this is Gorgeous Grape. So cut 2 out of with the large daisy punch, put 1 the opposite way round, 2 out of Gorgeous Grape, putting 1 the other way round, and then a 1/2 inch circle. And I'm just using the end of my pokey tool. You can get those big balls, you know, those sort of like a stylus, but it's got a big ball. They work as well. And all I do is stroke from the outside in to make my flowers curl up. If you've watched me before, you'll have watched me do this before. And I do 1 going one way and 1 going the other. And you need to do it on a nice spongy mat. And this is my mat from my block caddy. So when you buy our acrylic block caddy, so this is what the biggest block goes in, then you get an insert in each of the holes and they come out. So I've got them in all different sizes, and I like this one. It's a nice size for curling my flowers. You can use our stamping mat, that works as well, but as I add this, I use this, and I keep my stamping mat then just for stamping in it because it's covered in a bit of paper. And then I just go round and round and round and round to form a little dome on that. So that's that bit, and then we need the leaves. So I've taken different greens. I think this is Call Me Clover, and I'm just going to cut those bits off. Oh, there's the postman. Hang on a sec. Oh, there we are, back again. It was the postman, well, postwoman actually, with a parcel for my son. It was his birthday on Monday, so that's nice. He'll get that at some point. Right, because he doesn't live at home. So I'm just cutting 3 of these with this leafy punch. Sort of go around and get the best use of this paper. Love gingham. Can't tell you how much I love gingham. And so these, I kind of did the same thing and then did a little rub at the bottom. So just, they don't go quite so well, and sometimes you get that horrible squeaky noise and I can't stand it. So there we go. There we go. So that's that. And then for the stems, I need to get me a bit of card. So I did film how I attached the back of this flower, and well, I didn't press the record button properly, so I'm just gonna show you on this. So you've got your 1 inch circle that we've punched, and you've got your bit of stem. So this is 1/4 inch. When I made them originally, they were long strips. I'm just using a bit that I've cut off when I attached it. And so we just want a bit of glue and attach the stem to the circle, and then I just put a bit round the edge for attaching our leaves. Obviously I would normally do 3 leaves, but I didn't want to waste one. Well, I didn't have enough left to do a leaf in this colour, so this one's just got Actually, I might stick them to one side because I can make a flower. It would look better if there's two at one side. So I stick them down and then put glue all the way over this. That glue's really at it. So I've put glue all the way around it, and then you take your flower, and as you can see, you simply glue it to the back, and that's how we do it, so that the back of the flower looks neat like the front. Okay, so yeah, I was gutted when I was playing it back. I had to edit a little bit because I'd done slow motion instead of time lapse when I was sticking them all on the basket, and then I noticed, oh, I haven't filmed that bit where I glued the leaves on. But okay, now we'll carry on. So with these types of cards, because you want them to go in an ordinary envelope, when you're sticking them on, you have to sort of make sure that when they close up, that they will be within the parameters of that size. So if you're sticking them onto these struts, then you need to make sure that when you close them, that they'll be within that. So you have to kind of sort of test it out like that to know where they'll be. Now, there's a bit of me that wants them to come down like so, around each side. That was kind of what I was thinking would happen with these. Obviously, I'm going to make the stems shorter, but I sort of wanted some of them to cascade in this way when it opens up. So to have some around each side, and then the others sort of sticking up like so. That's my idea, and by doing that, they may well fall outside, but then I decided, well, I'll just put them in a big A4 envelope. I actually want them to look the way they look, so I'm not going to be too bothered about them staying within that size, but normally that is in fact what I would do. So yeah, so I'm just gonna fiddle with this a bit and see. So I'm gonna put some glue sort of on these stems. So that's going down there. I'm going to snip off the bottom there to have that coming out there. If that's coming out there, then it will be over. But as I say, that's the look I want. So I'm going to sacrifice a bit of practicality for having the look I want from this card. So I'm going to put some glue down the stem, and I'm going to have that stick in there to the side. So that's my first flower stuck on, and yes, it overlaps. And then I'm just going to carry on and stick these coming out of each edge in that way. around it. And then I'll have the rest poking up here. I'm going to leave that so that I can put a message on there. So I'll have that coming out so I can have a message on there. Okay. So I'm going to put glue down there, and I'm going to attach them all in this way, and I might open a new Tombow. It's not happening with this one, is it? And I might speed it all up a little bit whilst I'm doing this. So that's them all stuck down. I got a feeling that I filmed that in slow motion and not time lapse, so that's going to be fun editing that. And so yeah, that's it sort of closed up, and then that's it opened out. So a nice little basket of flowers. So now we need to decorate it with happy birthday and stuff. I may put another flower in there, but I'm not sure yet. So for the greeting, I've used a bit of contraband. I've used the happy and the birthday from Well Said. So I've cut them out, one in the real red and once in Whisper White. And I've used our large number dies because, well, I had to, because that's just what this card required. So they're all cut out, and I did stamp using the number stamps as well. And I'm gonna glue these so we've got like a shadow on there. So I'm going to do happy 80th and birthday on there. So I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow to offset the white against this real red, because then it stands out a little bit better. Otherwise it would get sort of lost, I think. I really like this effect of having it slightly offset, so you've got a bit of a shadow. I did try it with the crumb cake and then decided that because there's white around this, that I'd do it white. I haven't taken the eye out yet because I don't quite know where this is gonna, the dot for the eye, because I don't know where this is going to get stuck down just yet. I did think about putting it on the back, but now that's completely covered, so I won't be doing that. So that's them stuck down, and I've got a th to go on there, and I quite like it when it's stuck on it, but I might poke it up. So if we stick the 80th on there, and then my thoughts were we'd stick happy, I might even stick happy up, and then we've got an 80th, and then we can put birthday along the bottom. Like so. Yep, so we're going to stick the 80 on. Going to stick it flat on. So I'm going to go slightly towards the top. Remember that the sort of smaller hole is the top, the larger hole is the bottom. I will never ever ever get rid of these large number dies, because for cards like this they're just perfect, and I'm sure anybody who's got them has still got them. Right, I'm going to put I did it wrong to begin with. I put it the wrong way round, so that the flag was the wrong way round. Should move that over a bit. 'Tis all right. I'm going to sneeze. Achoo! Achoo! Sorry about that. Oh dear. There we go. Gonna stick the birthday down the bottom there, and then we can think about where the appy's going. My hands are now so sticky, could really do with stopping and washing my hands. So then I might, I've got some green left over that I cut off the bottom's ends. Could stick that happy in there. I'm just wondering if it'd be better off being white. Got some strips of Whisper White here. I might cut a bit off that. And then I just might take my big scissors actually and slice it. Stick it on a white one to poke up there. So I'm going to go down where we've got that P there, so it's got something to stick to. Hold it together for a minute. And stick that on there. So we've got happy 80th birthday on there. We need the I for the birthday. Be nice actually, maybe use there's a red in this. I know it's a wrong colour, but I don't think that matters. I don't think I've got a red blend. I haven't got a red blend, but I've got a red Sharpie, so I might actually just use a red Sharpie. I might use a smaller one actually. Stick that up there. I think that's cool. Put these away. Yeah. And I've got to decide if I want to use this last flower. Thing is, if I do want to use it, I want to put it there and it's the same colour. So that ain't going to happen. It was whether or not I needed another flower in there. I think I might do, but I think it needs to be a different colour. In there. Wonder if I can swap them. No, I can't swap them around. But yeah, so that is my card. I might, as I say, put another flower in there. But that's my exploding box 80th birthday card. What do you think? So then closing it up. Is a bit of a fiddle. And it will need a bigger envelope. Might even just put it in a gift bag because of the way I've made it. I did have some ribbon which I thought I might put on, but I actually like it like that. I think that's actually really quite nice. So hope you like that. Hope you give it a go. And yeah, tell me what you think. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe. No, subscribe that side. You can go and find all the measurements and everything on my blog that way. And you can go and explore some more there. Okay, see you again soon. Thank you for watching.